J-Spot, Jack, Cheese. Campaign Comics, it's the 5th week of the Marvel thing I'm doing. Captain America, the First Avenger. What can I say about Captain America, the First Avenger? I liked it more this time. I'm finding that I'm liking the ones that I didn't like more than I did before. But now I'm kind of like thinking the ones that I liked a lot more, not quite as much now. It's weird. It's a weird, like, middling. I thought either I would like everything less or I would like everything more. But it's like, everything's kind of averaging out. It's weird. Not what I expected. Anyways, I liked it more. Was watching the first, like, 40 minutes leading up to him getting the super soldier serum and becoming Captain America. Becoming Beefcake Rogers when he's just a little skinny Steve. I was watching that, and the whole time I was like, this movie's a lot better than I remember. Maybe I just needed to watch it again. Because I really feel like that everything leading up to him being Captain America is like way more interesting than like all of the war stuff. Everything that should be the interesting part is, it's like the inverse of most superhero movies, where usually you're kind of just waiting for them to, get to be a superhero so you can see them be a superhero and all that. And then all the origin-y stuff is just kind of like, yeah, I know, we gotta get through this, but like, the origin stuff in this is way more interesting. It's cool. It could just be because I like Steve Rogers. Even though I wouldn't really consider myself a patriot, I have always admired people who are, I guess, in the way that he is, not real life patriots. In the way that he is, or Mel Gibson, the patriot, the other, quintessential patriot of our time, of the revolutionary time. People who, I don't know, they like Steve Rogers. Like, he's just good. He's a Boy Scout. They call him a Boy Scout. He believes in the good in all people and all that stuff. I like those people who, they're good on their morality. It's cool, like, when he's the little guy, exploring that side of him and seeing him struggle with pretty much everything. Gets accepted into that, like, their like test boot camp to give him before he gets the serum. Him, like, struggling through everything and succeeding in his own way in areas. I guess once he becomes Captain America, it's more just, you kind of lose that. You kind of lose the character in just the action. And the movie just, like, falls apart, and just, like, all the war stuff is so interchangeable and whatever. Yeah, Bucky dies really quickly and randomly, and that really felt like a footnote of them, like, being like, oh yeah, we might do a Winter Soldier thing, like, so yeah, we gotta get rid of him. He didn't feel like, the character of Bucky in this movie didn't feel like he was given the justice that he was supposed to. And then he died, and the movie kind of made it seem like, I'll feel bad because it's Steve's best friend, but, like, we don't know. We didn't really see much of that. We saw a little bit of it. Another character who gets underserviced is the Red Skull. I mean, come on. People complain about the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 getting underserviced, and I'm not necessarily defending that, but I never hear anything about Red Skull. I was, like, watching this again, I was so disappointed in how utilized he is. Hugo Weaving does a fine job, as always. That's a running theme. I said I've noticed where they pick great character actors to fill the characterizations of these, but then the writing is not top notch for the villains, and Hugo Weaving is sadly falls into that too. It's fun watching him be the Red Skull, but the character itself is pretty underutilized, and that's a bummer, because he's always kind of been one of my favorites, along with Captain America being one of my favorite superheroes. He's probably in my top 5 for Marvel. It might be a little cliche, but he's probably in my top 5 for Marvel, just in general. Before I'm talking before This is just general Marvel, not necessarily the movies. Another thing that really bugged me was the romance between Peggy and Steve, and not in the way that what was it, the Thor one, or like you mentioned the Doctor Strange one, how those are just like really kind of in the periphery. They kind of like focus on it a little more, but it's really weird the whole time because he's like tiny little baby Steve, and he's all like, oh yeah, girls don't, recognize a guy like me. And she's like, He's like a little like kid brother or something for her. And then the fucking second he turns into that beefcake, solid ass. That Steve, she's fallen head over heels for him. It's like, and he should have been, what he should have been was like, I fucking told you. And that's like the one F-bomb the movie gets you. She goes and she's like, oh, sorry. And he's like, yeah. And then the whole thing's kind of like touch and go. They get separated for a little bit. And yeah, I think that kind of falls in with the whole army stuff. I didn't even realize how little Dum Dum Dugan and the Howling Commandos are in this. It's all just like they're in the woods and they're shooting guys. There's motorcycles. There's really bad like CGI of him just fucking standing and throwing the shield. Like, why did they have to green screen that? And then gets to the end and he has to crash the plane. And then it's like, oh, this is good. The ending is good. I like that. They did that part well. And yeah, everything in between him, Skinny Steve, he gets the serum, and then the chase scene where he chases the guy down into the sub. That part's cool, but then, the press tour starts, and then he goes into World War II. And then Red Skull is dead, I guess, because he fucking touched the Tesseract, I guess. And then he's got to crash the plane. Oh, man. That's such a bummer. Like Captain America, that's sad that he has to separate from his lady love. So, I don't know. It's hard to say if I don't know what to give it, because it's really like 50-50. It's really uneven for me, because I'd say about 50% of the movie I would say is pretty good, but then the other I would say is kind of bad. So I think because of that, I just gotta average it out and say Captain America, the First Avenger, is okay. I don't know why I kind of dragged that out for so long. I think you guys knew where that was going. It's pretty obvious with how the whole setup that I went on. I'm going to rethink this. I'm not. But next week is the Avengers. It's the first. That's a big fucking leap. I don't know. I'm not going to do anything special for it, but hey, it's the Avengers. It's the end of phase 1. Maybe I'll change out my posters. I'm not changing that one, though. So I guess I won't, because that's like the only one you guys can see. Maybe I'll put one above me over here. Oh, shit. List. That's it. Avengers. Next week. Boom. List. Poster.